Hello everyone, welcome back to online lecture series on applied thermodynamics. We are continuing our topic of refrigerants. In our previous lecture, we have studied about desirable properties of an ideal refrigerant. So there are three categories here: thermodynamic, chemical and physical. Out of this, we discussed thermodynamic properties in very detail, that is the boiling temperature, freezing temperature, evaporator and condenser pressure, critical temperature and pressure, latent heat of evaporation and specific volume. Then there are few part which I gave you as a part of self study, that is chemical properties of refrigerant, in which flammability, toxicity, miscibility with oil, solubility with water, effect on stored product. Then physical properties of refrigerant, that is stability, viscosity, thermal conductivity, corrosiveness, dielectric strength, leakage tendency, performance of system and cost. So now we will begin our new topic. Our new topic is, we will see, what we will do is we will here revise the desirable properties very briefly. Desirable properties of ideal refrigerant. First is low boiling and freezing point. Second is high latent heat. Of vaporization. Then third one is high critical pressure and temperature. Fourth one is non-flammable and non-explosive. Fifth one, non-toxic. Sixth one, non-corrosive. Seventh, low specific volume. We have already discussed all this. We are just repeating them. Low specific volume. Eighth one, high thermal conductivity. Then ninth is high COP. Tenth is we have discussed this is miscibility. 11th is easy detection. See why easy detection is required. Suppose it is leaking, then it should be easily visible so that we can detect it. So easy detection. 12th is cheap and easily available. And 13th is ozone friendly. So these are the desirable properties that you can write down. So these were all about the refrigerants. Now we will move forward with a different topic. That is vapor absorption refrigeration. That is VAR. Now, first of all, before going into our main topic, we will first understand the principle behind this. So let's first discuss about principle of vapor absorption system. Principle of liquid absorbent system. So first of all, we will draw one figure of this and then we can discuss. I will be taking a couple of minutes to complete this figure. So here we are done with this figure, and as far as nomenclature is concerned, so here we are having this as liquid ammonia container. Here we are having cold water storage tank. And here the in between part that you are observing here is evaporator. So let's say that here this is the part of, and yes, obviously this part is control valve. And let's say this is ammonia. So this is the ammonia which is filled up to this, and here on this side we are having this as a cold water storage. And what happens that this is the evaporator part. So now let's understand the principle behind this. The property that we are going to discuss here is that some substances have more affinity towards another substances at some temperature, and at different temperature they don't have such kind of affinity. So this statement looks a bit awkward by listening for a first time. So let me repeat that and we will go through the detail of this. Listen carefully that some substances have more affinity towards another substances at particular pressure and temperature, and they have less affinity at different pressure and temperatures. So let's take an example of this, that water, that is you can see over here that water has at low temperature, suppose the water is cold, then at low temperature it has a huge capacity to absorb the ammonia vapor. So at lower temperatures this water can readily absorb huge amount of ammonia vapor. However, at high temperatures this property is not there. Okay, so in such cases we are using, in such cases we use water. Okay, we use water as absorbent, and ammonia as refrigerant. Okay, so now let's understand this case that is over here in this figure. So on the left hand side we are having a liquid ammonia container in which this liquid ammonia is filled, and the flow of liquid ammonia is controlled with this control valve. And on the right hand side we are having a cold water storage, and these two containers are connected with an evaporator in between. So what happens that, let us say that through this control valve we let this liquid ammonia to flow through this evaporator, and once this liquid ammonia flows through the evaporator, this liquid ammonia gets vaporized and converted into vapor ammonia. So here it is slowly getting converted into liquid to vapor. So here it will get fully converted into the vapor ammonia towards the exit of evaporator. And what happens that here this liquid, this vapor ammonia is easily absorbed in this cold water. As I told you that the cold water has a high affinity or high tendency to absorb the vapor ammonia. So here this vapor ammonia will be absorbed by this cold water. So this is like this cold water is virtually sucking the all vapor ammonia into it. So this is exactly working just like a compressor. So it is trying to virtually compress this vapor ammonia at lower temperatures. So at this lower temperature this vapor ammonia will be absorbed. So that is the fundamental behind principle of liquid absorbent system. Now what happens, as I told you, that some substance have high affinity towards another substance at particular temperature and pressure, and such affinity is not visible at some other temperature and pressure. So let us say that this is, here we are having a mixture of vapor ammonia and water. So in case if we need to separate them out, then we need to heat them. Suppose we are heating this mixture, then the water now will not have such kind of affinity towards the vapor ammonia. So at high temperatures this water and vapor ammonia will get separated. So once we heat them, this will be separated, and this heating is done in a device called as generator. So that is the fundamental behind the liquid absorbent system. So let's copy this work into our main slides. Now let's move forward with our next theory. That is properties of ideal refrigerant absorbent combination. So these are some basic properties. So let's discuss them very briefly. First one is refrigerant should have high affinity for absorber at lower temperature and high affinity and low affinity at higher temperature. Now the second property is large difference between boiling point of refrigerant and absorbent. Why this is required? Because we don't want that both absorber and refrigerant gets vaporized at the same time, because in liquid phase of absorbent we can absorb the refrigerant, and that is not possible when both are in vapor state. The mixture should have low freezing point. Should have low freezing point. Fourth one, why low freezing point? Because we don't want ice formation at any stage of absorbent this VAR system. Then mixture should have low specific heat and low viscosity. Okay, and it should be, fifth one is non-corrosive. So these are the some ideal properties of the mixture, and let's copy this work into our main slides. So that is the end of today's lecture. We discussed about desirable properties of ideal refrigerant, then we discussed about principle of liquid absorbent system, and then the properties of ideal refrigerant absorbent combination. So that is the end of today's lecture. Thank you for watching this video.